first of all, I created an index.html where I identified clothing.js as the file that would be displayed, and also created a button which would say open closet. When pressed, that would display my code. So in my clothing.js file, first I created a main function called create clothing. Then I created a superclass called clothing with 5 main parent properties which would be applied to each subclass, namely brand, season, color, style, and size. So next I created my first subclass, which is called dress. So that's a subclass under the superclass clothing. I identified the 5 parent properties stated before and added an additional property called long. So here I identified the additional property called long. And underneath, this is where I determined what will be printed when output device is later called. So this is my second subclass under the superclass clothing called shirt. I identified all the parent properties with an additional property of print. So here I just determined once again what will be printed when output device is called. So the next subclass I created was called pants, and that had all the 5 basic properties with an additional one of shape. And yeah, as you can see, I called the properties that the superclass identified, and I identified shape as well. Then I created a subclass called skirt with an additional property of pattern, and a subclass called shoes with an additional property of comfort. So this is where I determined what specific information would go into each property, and the order is very important, as the order has to be the exact same as the order of the properties I identified above. As you can see, all the dress properties, they're all in line with the properties identified above under dress. So all of that is now identified down here. Same goes for shirt, pants, skirt, and shoes. So this means, the brand is Chanel, the season is spring, the color would be dusty pink, style casual formal, size medium, and the length would be mid-length. So next, this is just where I printed my code. So without this, my code would not be displayed. So here, I ran my code in a server, and now you can see the button I created, which says open closet, and there you go. There are all my different classes. all my different subclasses, the identified, and all their different properties.